So I thought I'd give you a little bit of context behind the videos we've put on so far, but also to give you a little bit of background on the boys. So our firstborn Dexter, when he was 2 or 3, we took him to have, because his behaviours are a little bit odd and he wasn't talking much or interacting potentially the way he should have been. Again, we compare all the time, which is an awful thing to do. So we took him and had him assessed. The assessments were awful. It was basically him in a room with 3 adults, 2 note-taking, 1 trying to interact with him with toys that were unfamiliar in a setting that was unfamiliar. And he reacted in a way that he had a complete meltdown, which you put me in a room and do that with me and I think I'd react exactly the same way. So I remember going to pick Chrissy and Dexter up and looking at the faces on these 2 women from the assessment centre, and they were shaking their heads and didn't look very happy. And I said to my wife, "What's wrong with those 2?" She said, "Oh, Dexter had a meltdown. He wouldn't comply, basically." Well, she's got my back up a little bit, and it upset me kind of, because you don't want to think of any of your kids having any form of disability or learning delay or anything like that. But obviously it goes on. It's something that's, you just got to learn to deal with. But at the time, I felt a little bit insulted that they were reacting the way they were to him. So obviously, and like me, what I do is I'll go home and I'll think about it, and then I think, no, I'm not having that. So I phoned the head of department, and I had a right rant at her, which is why we never got Dexter's assessment fully finished. So, through my actions, he never got his full assessment like Jax's had. So Dexter went into school with severe speech delay, and looking back on his school photos, he was so small, but he wasn't talking properly, he wasn't talking full sentences. His teacher at the time had real difficulty in understanding what he was saying, but because he's in a fantastic little school, and little school being the operative word here, he has developed incredibly. His reading, his writing, his speech now, well, you've seen it in the videos, his speech now is nigh on perfect. You can have like amazing conversations with him, and he is really funny. So that's kind of where Dexter is. I guess as a parent at the time, because I even said to the woman, you're just desperate to label him as something. I think this is the situation that is pretty awful. They're desperate to label you as autistic or as this. And I said to her at the time, it's not going to change the way I feel about him. It's just, I don't see why he's so desperate. I guess now looking at it, because I've got Jax, who has been labelled as autistic, it just makes you understand a lot more. So I think Dexter, if we got him checked out again, I think he would come back as being on the ASD. So obviously then we've got Jax. He's a completely different character, and again, he moved from a nursery that was absolutely awful. As a 2-year-old, 3-year-old kid, he was making himself physically sick so he didn't have to go in, because he really didn't like it that much at all. And he was always being portrayed as a naughty child. He's naughty, he's done this wrong today. Here's a list of all his misdemeanors. And it's like, again, so that was like, we took him out of there and found a new nursery. And the new nursery, unbelievable. Absolutely incredible. And the lady that runs the nursery straight away noticed that there was something not quite right. Said, you thought about getting him checked? Anyway, fast forward 12 months, he's been identified as being autistic. We've now got steps in place to help him. We've got steps in place in the nursery to help him. They've been incredible. They've put a program together to help him for when he moves into reception in the same school that he's in with his brother, which again will definitely help. So yeah, I mean, like from a behaviours point of view, on the videos you won't have seen very much, but I'm going to put a little video up here of what I call Jackson Zoomies. So like, you know, have a dog or a cat have a mad half hour. Well, Jackson does the same thing, and you'll see in the video that what he does, he just gets up and look at his facial expression. His focus on his face is incredible when he's skipping up and down. You can see him on the video here. He's up and down in the room, and at the end of the video, he just sits down like nothing's happened. It's almost like he doesn't know he's doing it. And it is quite funny, because I just say, "Do you have any skips, mate?" And off he goes. He's up and down. But that's just one of his little things. He starts to flap his hands as well a lot. But he's so clever, because really already at a young age he's worked out how to mask some of his traits. I think that's incredible. So also I just wanted to point out at this point that for those of you who don't know me, I suffer with bipolar. So not only has my wife got to put with me, who's bipolar and can be very intolerable to live with at times, she's got a 7-year-old boy with delayed development, and we've also got a little boy with autism, so she deserves a medal, I think. I don't give her enough credit, I guess, but she's going to see this video now, so cat's out of the bag, innit? But yeah, so that's kind of a little bit of context on why I'm trying to do this. And I'm not doing it to highlight behaviours, I'm not doing it to, I don't know, it's like, obviously you'll see videos that will show my kids like in a distressed state and stuff, and it's not about trying to highlight that, it's just trying to let people see what it actually looks like behind closed doors, or what it actually looks like and how we're learning to deal with it, I guess. So yeah, so I hope you like what you've seen so far. There will be a lot more fun things, obviously, when we're allowed out of lockdown properly. We're going to go out for trips and stuff like that, but we're planning ahead now already, thinking how would a child with autism and how a child with delayed development deal in different situations, like big cities, like, you know, going to London on the tube, stuff like that. So these are things that we've got to really plan in advance. So trying to plan a holiday abroad, something completely different. So stay tuned. Hopefully, like I said, you're enjoying what you've seen so far. If you do, please give us a thumbs up. But look out for the next video. But thank you very much. Stay safe. Peace and love.